Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Admiral Shahid Karimullah, Nishan-e-Imtiyaz Military, Sitara-e-Jurrat, former Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Faisal Rasool Lodi, Vice Chief of the Naval Staff, DG, National Institute of Maritime Affairs, flag officers, distinguished guests from home and abroad, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very, very warm good morning. It's a privilege to share my thoughts with this August forum on the maritime security challenges in the Indian Ocean, especially focusing on the collaborative approach. And I intend to cover it in the sequence as shown. Now, the maritime domain is so wide, so given the limitations of the time allocated, I will be very brief. Ladies and gentlemen, the strategic maritime environment in the Indian Ocean is evolving at a rapid pace. This is due to increasing significance for global economy, especially energy trade, and as an important theater of the ongoing great power contestation. This is resulting in rapid militarization of the ocean space with its adjunct challenges. Salient to mention is the ongoing technological revolution in the shape of long-range and lethal unmanned systems, powered by big data and AI, that has the potential to cause disruption in the maritime domain. As these technologies proliferate in future, especially in the hands of non-state proxies in the amorphous gray zone, we may have what is generally described as coming of the maritime hybrid warfare, albeit 2.0. Now, like unmanned cars that will soon be a reality, the future merchant ships shall be going unmanned very soon. And the first transatlantic voyage of an unmanned ship has been successfully demonstrated in June last year. Similarly, the potential of offensive cyber technology to hack and command neutral merchant ships to cause havoc in the maritime commons has also been actively contemplated. Now imagine the maritime security crisis perpetrated by a VLCC made not under command through cyber attack in a vital waterway. Beyond the traditional dimension, there are a plethora of non-traditional challenges that are largely transnational, such as narco-arms, human smuggling, as well as pollution and natural or man-made disasters threatening ocean environment. As regards hedging strategy against these traditional and non-traditional threats and challenges, it is a no-brainer that given the vastness of maritime domain and magnitude of challenges that are transnational and beyond the capacity and capability of a single maritime nation, it is only the collaborative security approach that will carry the day. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dwell a bit deeper. The idea of collaborative maritime security is certainly not new. In recent past, we have seen a number of overlapping organizational structures and initiatives in the Indian Ocean, such as IONS, IORA, that is Indian Ocean Regional Association, SHADE, Djibouti Code of Conduct, Contact Group on Piracy of Somalia, and combined maritime forces initiatives like Task Force 150, 151, and also European Union and NATO initiatives like EU NAVFOR, Operation Ocean Shield, etc. And we have also seen success of this collaborative approach in the shape of sustained anti-piracy operations by CMF-led Task Force 151, as well as by independent deployers. However, the success metric against more latent and recent non-traditional threats, such as counter-narcotics operation, has not enjoyed the similar level of success. An often cited reason is the absence of an overarching regional security framework in the Indian Ocean, due to geopolitical fault lines that inhibits cooperation. However, the more important factor is the wide diversity among littoral states in terms of their size and economic capacities, which results in varying priorities. This imposes a serious constraint on the development of a collaborative maritime approach. As you know, almost half of the Indian Ocean states have medium to low human development indices. Capacity building of regional players in material as well as training domain is therefore a sine qua non in order for them to contribute even more meaningfully. Ladies and gentlemen, before moving on to the proposed way ahead, I would take the opportunity to briefly describe Pakistan Navy's contributions to strengthen collaborative maritime security. To fulfill international obligation of maintaining secure seas, Pakistan Navy is an active participant of Combined Task Force 150 and 151 since 2004 and 2009 respectively under the ambit of Combined Maritime Forces. Pakistan Navy has the privilege of commanding these task forces more than any other participant navy. Pakistan Navy has also instituted regional maritime security patrols since 2018 for ensuring regional maritime security. Pakistan Navy is also an active member of Indian Ocean Naval Symposium and an observer in the Western Pacific Naval Symposium. To ensure safety and security of shipping in the maritime zones of Pakistan, Pakistan Navy has instituted a coastal security and harbor defense force. Pakistan Navy has also established a joint Maritime Information and Coordination Center, or the JMICC, which is an information and fusion center at national level. It is currently linked with 48 national and 7 international organizations for providing a comprehensive maritime domain awareness. Pakistan Navy has laid a special emphasis on the intelligence-based operations against drug traffickers in the region. Accordingly, counter-narcotics focused operations are conducted on regular intervals along with Pakistan Maritime Security Agency and other relevant agencies to deter, deny, and disrupt illicit cargo smuggling. Recently, Pakistan Navy ships successfully intercepted around 6,000 kilograms of hashish worth approximately $8 million in end November last year, which is the largest ever seizure by Pakistan Navy. Our ships regularly undertake overseas deployments to friendly countries far and beyond. Recently, a Pakistan Navy ship and contingent contributed in provisioning of seaward security during FIFA World Cup in Qatar, alongside leading navies of the world. Pakistan Navy is an active contributor to major humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations in the region, such as during 2004 tsunami, rescue of MV Suez crew from pirates in 2011, evacuation of Pakistani citizens and foreign nationals from war-torn Yemen in 2015, and support during floods in Sri Lanka in 2017. In addition, PN ships have also undertaken multiple round the Africa deployment for establishment of medical camps and provision of required assistance. And last but not the least, the flagship event of Pakistan Navy's efforts to strengthen collaborative maritime security is the ongoing biennial Aman multinational exercise, which is in place since 2007. The current 8th edition of Aman, representing record number of participation from over 50 countries, is reflective of our humble but persistent contribution to strengthen maritime collaborative security. Ladies and gentlemen, despite challenges to developing a collaborative approach in the Indian Ocean that have been earlier described, success of Pakistan Navy's contributions is a testimony that much can be achieved through a sustained engagement and progressive building of the trust. The proposed way ahead therefore informs us of an approach whereby we must focus on the low-end threats, which primarily lie in the non-traditional zone. These are the low-hanging fruit, and while they sit at the soft core of the spectrum of security cooperation, they can be very useful in developing camaraderie and interoperability that are essential for progressing to the next level. I shall now describe few tangible measures for consideration. First and foremost, there is a need to link up and strengthen the existing information fusion centers in the region. Information is the first line of defense against non-state actors. Although a beginning has been made, but a lot remains to be achieved. It would be instructive to emulate the level of connectivity and interoperability enjoyed by the air traffic control centers vis-a-vis the white shipping. Regular theme-based exercises by the IFCs need to be conducted to work up the crew. Collection of intelligence has become a challenge for most of the resource-constrained maritime nations as the NSAs have become more sophisticated, operating satellite phones and long-range high-speed platforms. Furthermore, there are challenges with respect to intelligence sharing by the capable countries due to lack of intelligence sharing mechanism and need for taking a lead, especially in the high-impact counter-narcotic operations. There is a need to build trust and institute foolproof measures for intel sharing against NSAs in maritime domain. Despite apprehension of a large number of drug traffickers at high seas, their effective prosecution remains a challenge, largely due to absence of requisite legislation. The drug traffickers and often their boats thus reappear on the scene in due course. This vicious cycle will continue until criminals are not given a legal finish. Therefore, regional players need to work out the desired legislation to put an end to this quagmire. And finally, the most important thing that we can do today is to study, analyze, and fully understand the tactics, techniques, and procedures of criminals, NSAs, and proxies as to how they will use maritime domain in future to challenge and possibly disrupt the global maritime security. The intellectual forums like the IMC today, the state institutions and the think tanks must devote resources in analyzing these phenomena and translate same into workable and shareable best management practices for all to adopt. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, I would say that there are no easy or one-size-fits-all solutions to the brewing challenges in the Indian Ocean. Today, the Indian Ocean's traditional status as an international trade highway is more significant than ever before. Great potential exists for the international community and regional organizations to improve international cooperation, to strengthen maritime security, and to create a broad-based Indian Ocean security strategy that is acceptable to all. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.